succeeding when everybody doubts you is always fun. But you can't get caught up in that. That's not something that I ever set out a goal or a plan like, man, I just want to go out there and prove people wrong and achieve things that I am told I can't. It's about dreaming big and going after the things that you believe that are right and that you can achieve. When I was young, I always looked up to my 5-year older cousin. He was, obviously 5 years ahead of me, so he was always on a bigger, better bike and, did the jumps bigger and faster, and I always just tried to chase him. We would race riding together, and he would literally bring me to tears, because he could just mess with me and, take me out, put me on the ground, brake check me, and do whatever. So that was who my first idol was and who I looked up to. Now, being a team owner now, it doesn't change the fact of me riding, harder, faster because it's my money and I'm the one paying the bills. I think I feel like I've always brung it and gave it my all, and paying the bills or getting paid millions really doesn't change the outcome for me. It's just I personally like the millions. I think Ellie's a very important role in the fact that, we've been very fortunate to win races and championships, and we have, made a great living off of racing. Now that we have Tate and a family, and you got to take all that into consideration, and, going and spending millions of your own money, you really need to get your blessing from your wife. So, it was nice to have her on board and to have her be a part of it. I mean, when I choose gear colors and bike designs, I mean, I run it all by her, and she's a tough customer to please, so she's a good one to bounce things off of as well. Yes, Luke, I'm almost 30. Thanks for reminding me. Yes and no. You change things to try to fit your age and fit your things that you're good at. A few things. I think that with age comes experience you can't buy. My speed I feel is good, my commitment's good, so I don't feel like I'm giving up anything to the kids. Honestly, I feel younger and better than I ever have. The knowledge that you have and the things that you've learned over the years, I can put it all into useful tools right now. So really not changed a lot to try to take on the kids. Did it change anything? Not really. I mean, when I came back and I made this commitment to build a race team and to come back and race, full time at the highest level, that was the downtime that I really took to reevaluate where I was at. I had, been injured that year myself. I had my first child, and I lost, one of my best friends, one of the closest people around me, in a motorcycle accident, all within a matter of, 15 hours of each other. So I really had a lot of time to reflect and figure out, I've achieved a lot. I feel like I've, been and seen a lot. Is this a sign? Is it something to just, take it as a notice and walk away? And with some downtime and with some, appreciation of the sport, I decided that I wanted to race and I want to live on that line, today, tomorrow, the next week, if it's my time, it's my time. And that could happen riding my bicycle out in the street, training, have a head-on in a car because some dude's on the phone, like me texting, or anything, So I love motorcycle racing. I love living on that line. Sure, it's scary. Sure, it wakes you up a little bit when you crash like that in Millville. But I'm prepared to put the helmet on, the boots on, and put myself in that position again and again. So I would say, yeah, woke me up a little bit, scared me a little bit, but I'm ready to hopefully not do that exact thing all over again, but I'm ready to live on that line again. The goal is, yes, to have 22 Motorsports last longer than me. I love this team and I love this group of people and I love the sport. And I don't see myself being in a position to even be able to walk away anytime soon, because my son is absolutely crazy about motorcycles, and I would love nothing more to put him on a go-kart or something like that, just because, yeah, sure, it's dangerous, but you know, it's provided me this life. I've been traveling the world since I was 11 years old, and I really wouldn't change anything, you know, through the good, the bad, the ugly. I wouldn't change any of it. It's been an amazing time, and I've been and seen a lot. So if this is what my son chooses or whatever, you know, I'll be quite happy and supportive of that. So, you know, with that said, I really want to keep the team around. I want to play an active role of continuing going to the races if my next chapter allows that. And who do I want to hire? It's hard to comment on. If I was to say, have to choose somebody, I mean, clearly my relationship with Dean Wilson is very good. I feel like I have a good understanding of who Dean is. I love his upbringing and love his family, and I think he's just a down-to-earth, good kid that works hard and has a lot of talent. So looking forward, I mean, sure, I would like to, you know, attain Dean, but Dean's going to be a rookie, you know, and I don't know, no offense to Dean, but you got to have a proven winner and a proven guy that can be there week in and week out to carry the torch and not rely on, you know, a rookie. I would be a little bit nervous to do that. So we'll see where we end up. Maybe we'll have a full rookie team, you know, Barsha's available at the end of this year, and Dean, so you know, hire 2 kids that can go out and kill each other. But that'll be a blast to watch. Gosh, I don't even know what I would be doing if I wasn't racing motorcycles. I've never known anything else. I've never done anything else. I went to work with my dad when I was 16, 15, 16. I think I was 16. In Australia, when you're 16, you have a permit for your license, and you actually can't drive by yourself without a licensed driver. So I was bored as hell at home and thought that I would, you know, it was a smart idea to go to work with Dad and kill some time. And I'm not a concrete, I'm not a laborer, so I'll ride motorcycles hard and work my ass off as much as I can, never to have to be in the position that my dad was in. Well, RJ, I don't know, my Australian accent, it's still there. Siri doesn't understand a word I say, so I'm pretty pumped on that. I think I changed it to Australian, and she was totally, we were buds, but she knows nothing about the US. So yes, I may not be fresh off the boat, RJ, like some of, you know, the other Aussies, but I'm still Aussie, and a lot of people in the US comment on my accent and the fact that, you know, like even random people that you don't know, they always ask, you know, where you're from. So I'm running with it at this point. When I retire, I don't see, you know, me moving back to Australia. I feel like my Australian fans and my mum and dad will probably hate me, but I kind of feel like this is as home. As an adult, the US is home, it really is. You know, I've been living here since I was, you know, 19 years old, and, you know, in Australia I never actually owned or lived on my own. Out in the real world, you know, I was always just living at home. So life as an adult is the US for me. Obviously being here the last 10 years, I'm really comfortable and, you know, have a lot of great friends, and love my location in Florida and Tampa. So I don't know. It would take a lot, something big, and the only big thing really is V8 Supercar. That's probably the only thing, and it's a very open schedule. They travel quite a lot. There's a race in New Zealand, Abu Dhabi, and actually in 13 they're coming to Texas, to Austin to race. So it would allow me to still live in the U.S. I'm not ready to move home to Australia. The pace is really slow, and maybe when I'm older, I'll enjoy that slow pace, but I enjoy the crazy lifestyle and the grind of living in the U.S. for now. I don't know. I mean, it's such a tough thing to do. It's not like you can ever really watch a movie and get the feeling and that somebody could replicate you as a motorcycle racer or an athlete. You know, the people who I looked up to in the acting world, I think Mark Wahlberg, I think he's a badass. Some people like that. I don't know. It's difficult to say who you would want as, you know, somebody to fill in and do you right. I'm gonna just say I'm not sure on that one, I guess. It's kind of a tricky question. You just never know, I guess. I would like to think that we respect each other, and we talked a lot this off season via phone with some potential things that could have happened for 2012. None of that worked out, and you know, whether that was interacting with each other, getting a better understanding for each other, you know, we'll see. You know, I think at the end of the day, we both work our butts off and we both want to win, and normally it's each other that's in the way of achieving that. So a lot of me wants to say nothing's going to change in 2012.
If it was a Facebook answer, you could say it's complicated.
It's complicated, right? That's what I should have said. It's complicated.
You could say it again.
One word.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for all the fans who writing in on the Twitter and asking questions. I always had fun, and don't be scared. Hit me up, CR22 on Twitter, and see you at the races.